Welcome to Purpose Talk with Decembre, Season 3. I am here with none other than Mr. Taylor. I call him Officer Taylor because I've known him for years. And so he will always be an officer to me because when I met him, he was actually a resource officer at Lovejoy High School in Clayton County, Georgia. Hi, Officer Taylor, Mr. Taylor.
How you doing?
Now CEO Taylor.
Yes,
How
ma'am.
are
How
you
you
today?
Doing? I'm doing great. How about yourself?
I'm blessed and highly favored. So tell me, you have come from being an officer to a resource officer to now a CEO. How is that transition?
The transition is great. They actually go hand in hand.
Okay.
Police officer and me being a CEO of a transportation is service. You're still serving people. So for me, the transition was pretty easy. It was an easy transition.
Okay. Now, in transitioning from a police officer to a resource officer to a CEO, which one do you like the best?
Oh, hands down, I would say being a CEO, just being on your own time, the freedom is all. Being a police officer, the time is very time consuming. You miss a lot of holidays, you miss a lot of family time. So now being a CEO, I'm just making up for lost time right now.
Okay. Now, how long was you a police officer?
I was a police officer for 19 years.
Wow.
Almost 20 years. Spent most of my adult life policing.
Now, was it all in Clayton County in Georgia?
No, I initially started off at Marty at the Transit Authority. I went from Marty, I went to Griffin, McDonough, and the best police officer job I had was Clayton County Resource Officer. So that was my departments that I worked for. Police.
Okay, do me a favor. I'm not gonna bite you, but can you?
I can.
I don't want you to go out there.
No.
I mean, we ain't got to get all close, but I don't want you to go out the frame.
I got you.
Okay, so go ahead. I'm sorry to interrupt, but go right ahead.
So those are the departments that I worked for. I started at MARTA, went to Griffin, went to McDonough, and the best job I had was at Clayton County School Resource Officer. That was the most rewarding job.
Okay, and why was that the most rewarding?
Just getting the opportunity to make real changes. So when you a police officer, you're basically taking people to jail. When you're a resource officer, you're actually stopping that process. So you're getting the opportunity to talk to kids and keep them from going down that road. So very rewarding job.
How long was you a resource officer?
I was a resource officer about 4 years.
Wow. Okay. Only at Clayton County, Lovejoy?
Only at Clayton County. So I worked a few other schools in Clayton County, but Lovejoy was my favorite school, I would like to say.
Now, of course it would be his favorite because that's where we met.
Of course, yes.
At the time, you were not only a resource officer, but I saw how a lot of the young men and young women took to you. They really looked up to you. They listened to you, most importantly. I had a son. Unfortunately, that's now passed away, and he was at Lovejoy, and he admired you. I mean, you were the one that he was always running to, talking to. If he skipped school, I would look for him.
This is very true.
And ask you to talk to him.
Yes. Yep. So that was my. Your son was one of my favorites. He was one of the reasons why I did what I did. I appreciate the time knowing him. I really do. Now,
transition. What made you transition to being a CEO?
Well, for me,
of a transportation company at that. Not even security, but transportation.
So I always dabbled in transportation. It was something that I always done. I had a party bus while I was policing, like early on in my career. So I was fortunate enough to be able to expand my transportation to more luxury, more upscale, and just trying to do them both. It was only one of me. I only have 24 hours in a day, so the school was taking a lot of the time.
Right.
And the relationship I had with God, I said, God, one summer I said, hey, if you allow me to do this amount, I'm gonna leave police. I'm gonna leave it, and it tripled. So I had, and not that I did it for the money, but I had to listen to the relationship with me and God and just make that transition.
Okay. And was that a conversation? I know you had it with God. But did you have the conversation with your wife, with your coworkers, with your family?
So all the above. So I'll start the most important. My wife has always been supportive of anything I wanted to do. She too was a police officer. So she transitioned out of policing first. And she was kind of, if it was up to her, I would have left 2 years before. So I just had to, give it a little time. I'm more safe. She's more gas. I'm more brake. So Definitely that, and just my coworkers. It was hard because nobody wanted me to leave, and I don't know why, but they didn't want me to leave.
Oh, you know why?
I don't know
you
why.
Are people's people.
Well, some people's people.
Right.
So that was the transition for me with going from police into transportation.
So now we have Platinum Luxury Fleet, as you all can see, Platinum Luxury Fleet, and you're located in McDonough, Georgia.
I am. I'm located in McDonough, Georgia. I serve all of Georgia. I'm actually nationwide. I have an app, so I do business everywhere. Just not even in the United States. I'm worldwide, so that's something I'm very proud of.
Worldwide.
Do
you have a commercial?
I do not have a commercial.
Why not?
Well, I guess the short answer would be it speaks for itself. So a lot of my clients tell other people and they do other people.
Word of mouth.
So every year I'm seeing an incline. And so maybe a commercial is something that I need to look into.
And then I can tell you all from personal experience, we have utilized not only with our company, but in fellow friends, people we've recommended. This is a stellar company.
And I appreciate
it. Very stellar. I would recommend you call in Platinum Luxury Fleet. They work with you. They're very responsive, very professional. They're on point. I can give you that. And if you have an issue, you call him.
We're going to fix this.
Oh, he's going to fix the issue immediately.
We're going to fix the issue.
Okay, so in transitioning, did you feel like that it was going to be a difficult moment from now you're in luxury fleets? And as a police officer, did you notice like how in your transition you could see outside of the box? You could see like what's going on in the world.
Yeah. So to answer your question, yes, it was I would call it a strange transition.
Okay.
I was one of the police officers. I was born in the inner city of Atlanta, so I never was too far away from what really was going on. So even when I was a police officer, I kept relationship with people that had nothing to do, was on the opposite line of policing. So I was never far-fetched of what was going on, but transitioning and just being totally on this side was very eye-opening. Just to see the things that, see the way people view police officers that are not police officers. So it was eye-opening.
Do you think that our youth are more disrespectful to police officers than what they are to resource officers, considering you've done them both?
I would definitely say that, first I would like to say, I put all the blame on parenting. That's just me. I do. Now, what I will say about the youth, they are more responsive to resource officers because they have the relationship. So I think with any youth, you have to show them love and respect before you get their love and respect. So that's just how it goes. And so now I think being a police officer, it was very difficult to connect with the youth. When you're dealing with them, you're just policing them. It's no relationship. You're just telling them what to do. And so I definitely think it's a better relationship with the resource officer opposed to police officer. And I do think we do have a disrespectful problem with the youth, but I do think it started at home.
Now, would you put that in all cases?
Definitely not in all cases. Okay. Definitely not in all cases. Nothing is all. But I think in most cases, because some parents do everything right, and kids are not receptive. So I definitely wouldn't say all cases. I will say most.
Okay. Well, guys, we're here once again with Mr. Taylor of Platinum Luxury Fleet, and we'll be back in a few minutes after we take this break. Welcome back to Purpose Talk with Decembre on Preach the Word Network. I'm here once again with Mr. Taylor, the CEO of Platinum Luxury Fleet in McDonough, Georgia. Welcome back.
Thanks for having me.
Okay, so you are a family man.
I am.
Children?
Yes.
I know you have a wife. How many children?
Me and my wife, we have 5. So we're a blended family. We have 5. Our youngest just graduated.
Wow.
So that's good. So
congratulations.
Right. So we on our way to empty nesting. So so yeah, that's my situation.
Okay. 5. What are the age ranges?
So the age range are, we have a 25-year-old, 24, we have a 21, 20, and 18.
18.
Well, he'll be 18 this coming Saturday.
Grandchildren?
Oh no, not yet.
Not yet.
I'm open for it. I'm open for it. I think my wife and kids is like, no.
Okay.
They're not ready for it, but I'm open for it.
Perfect. So what are you going to do with the empty nester?
I don't know. If I'm totally honest, I don't know. Me and my wife, we both love to travel. We both are business owners. So I guess I'm looking forward just to traveling and just seeing what I like to do. I've been parenting my whole life. My whole life I've been parenting.
Amazing. Empty nesting is amazing.
I'm looking forward to it. I am looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it.
I became an empty nester, and then I became a foster mom.
Well, that's good.
And then my empty nest became full again.
Well, I mean, that's it. I mean, that just shows your heart. So you love kids and you love giving.
I do. So tell me, let's go back to your company. Let's go back to Platinum.
Okay.
Do you have a staff? I know you have drivers. So how many staff members do you have?
Okay, so what I have an office manager. She's my everything. LaShonda. She does the day-to-day operations. She's amazing. So she's my office manager.
Okay.
I have LaShonda. I also have a call center. I have a team of 6 people. They're round the clock, 24 hours. They're responsible for answering the phones, putting in reservations, doing the whole 9. Now, the cream of the crop of my drivers. So I have 12 phenomenal drivers. Like,
wow.
I don't know what I would do without those guys. So I have 12 good guys. So I have retired officers.
I've met 2.
Right. I have retired officers. I have retired military. So I have some good guys working for me. I'm truly grateful for my team. I have no idea where I'd be without them.
And you are around the clock.
24 hours, 24/7. We like Waffle House.
Right. So where do you see yourself in 5 years?
In 5 years, I definitely see myself having another office location in Miami and in New Orleans. So that's what I'm working on now, just expanding my brand. And so I see myself continually just expanding and growing. That's why I see myself. I'm going to keep going. I'm not going to stop.
As an entrepreneur, did you realize like all of the costs associated with starting a new business? Did you know it was going to, first, let's back up. How long have you been in business again?
I've been in business since 2016.
So now we are in 2023. So now we're looking at about
7
4, 5, 6, 7.
Yeah, and we're looking at a pandemic. Years. So a pandemic, right. I say 20 years with the pandemic. So that's how I feel.
Okay, so the startup cost.
Yes.
What would you tell our entrepreneurs out there when it comes to the startup cost of a new business, especially if they want to get into transportation?
Honestly, what I'll tell them to do your research. Believe in yourself, and as it comes to startup costs, and this is just me. I'm real big on God and relationship with God.
Right.
You cannot look at your bank account and think about what it's going to be, because
can you look at the camera and say that?
Do not look in your bank account and see what it should be. God will make a way. That's something I would tell everybody. Believe in yourself and value relationships. Do not value money. That's what I'll tell any new CEO.
Year 1.
Oh man,
what did you think? Year 1.
Year 1, honestly, what the heck am I doing? That's the first thing I said. That's the first thing that I said year 1, because what happens is, and you know this, people only support you when it's popular to support you. So people don't support you unless they feel they're going to get something from supporting you. So your first couple of years, you don't have no support. The few people that support you, continue to ride with those people. Those are your real people. So year 1, the first thing I thought was, what the heck am I doing?
Right. Year 2.
Year 2, I was like, I may not be that crazy. This may work. So year 2, I started feeling a little bit confident.
Okay. 3.
So year 3, I was like, you know what? I can ride this bike. It's not that hard to ride this bike.
4.
I'm good at this. I know what I'm doing. So
5.
5 is like, hey, we cruising, we building it.
Okay. All right. Perfect.
Yep.
Now, you touched on it, but you didn't. Startup costs. Overall, in your startup costs, was you prepared for what you thought you was going to need for your startup?
So no, I wasn't prepared. But luckily, I always overestimated everything.
Okay.
So I wasn't ready. So I took a lot of step backs and a lot of reevaluating, and I had to do a lot of things to make it work. So I wasn't ready. But here again, a relationship with God, it worked out.
Right. A lot of what they call it, robbing Peter to pay Paul. We're holding out your bank. Wait, hold up, we can't pay this bill yet because we have to take care of this and all of that.
Yeah. So for me, so the most important thing was to make sure I pay my drivers. So it was times
employees.
It was times I wouldn't eat, but long as they was eating. So that was the idea of it. And I was just blessed enough to have money saved to at least pay my bills, but life just wasn't good. But it was tough. It was tough. But I continue to believe in myself, and it's working out. I'm still not out the dog, but it's working out.
So now that you've been in business 7 years, do you have the same people that started with you? Most of your people at day one, are they still with you?
So out of 12 drivers that started with me, out of my 12 drivers, the ones that started with me, I still have 3 that started with me. So they've been with me the whole time. The most difficult part about my business is finding chauffeurs, not drivers.
Right.
So chauffeurs, they love what they do. They're going to look good. They're going to be on time. They're going to love what they do. So that's the most difficult part for me, is finding chauffeurs, not drivers.
There you go.
Yep.
So we do the same thing, basically. Take it back. I don't do transportation, but my other company that I have is security. And I think that is one of the things we have.
Yep.
We do the same, hire a lot of officers, former officers, former military, but we don't want just security. We want you to be officers.
Absolutely.
We want you to look good, be good, represent the company. And I think everybody wants that. You want to make sure when you go to Chick-fil-A, this is the plug for Chick-fil-A. When you go to Chick-fil-A, you expect everybody to smile. You expect the love and the welcome to Chick-fil-A.
Absolutely. And if you don't get it, you're like, what's wrong with you?
Right.
You rarely.
Somebody have an attitude, you're like, what?
I'm at the wrong Chick-fil-A.
Right. Let me call your CEO.
Absolutely, because this has got to be a problem.
Yeah, something not right.
Right. And that's the atmosphere I always wanted to embody. Because in my line of business, things happen. But I always want to be fair and I always want to give people a good experience.
Correct. And you do.
I do my best to do
Let me tell you all. And I'm not being biased because I know him. I'm being biased because it's the truth. He really gives great service.
I appreciate it.
If it's anything that's not stellar, I'm thinking of the correct word, he definitely corrects it immediately. He makes sure it's correct. And I do appreciate that.
It's important because if not, people will call Uber. I mean,
Uber
will give you a ride. I want to give you an experience. It's important.
Okay, so what type of vehicles do you have?
Also, I have a brand. So I have Cadillacs and Lincoln. So I have Cadillac STS. I have Cadillac Escalade. I have a Lincoln MKs, and I have Lincoln Navigators, and I have Mercedes Sprinters. Okay. So those are my brand. Those are the only vehicles that I'm going to use.
Okay. Now, what is probably the best ride you think you all have given to someone that you can remember?
Oh, so that's easy. So we have something with Brightmoor Hospice. So what we do, we team up with them and we offer we have people in hospice care. They have last wishes. Oh. So one of the best things that we have done, we had a young lady. She was in her 90s and she'd never been to Longhorn before. She always wanted to go to Longhorn and she wanted a limo ride. So we was fortunate enough to be a part of that experience. So for me, that was it may sound cheesy the most, but
it doesn't. That almost make you want to cry.
No, but for me, that was and that's what it's all about. I just feel if you don't give back, what are you doing? If you can't never give back, what are you doing?
So do you feel like you found your purpose?
I'm definitely finding my purpose. And when you find your purpose, you're not working anymore.
What do you define your purpose as?
And this is always my prayer. I always want to help those that I can help. That is my purpose in life. If I can just be a blessing to someone, that is my purpose. So not just people you know. What about the people you don't know? Right. So that's my purpose, and I think I'm walking in it.
Amazing.
Yep.
And guys, with that being said, we're going to take another commercial break. Again, we are here with the none other, one and only Mr. Taylor. We'll be right back.
As one of Atlanta's top premier landscaping and tree removal companies, Lawn Slayers has been providing landscaping and tree removal services since 2017. We are a comprehensive landscaping company specializing in lot clearing and lawn maintenance for residential and commercial properties undergoing any land transformation. Diversification and experience allows lawn slayers to conveniently offer, but not limited to, landscaping and tree removal services including grading, stump grinding, drainage systems, small retaining walls, pavers, mulch installation, flower beds, and overall lawn maintenance for all seasons. Our office is conveniently located in Stockbridge, Georgia, just 16 miles southeast of Atlanta. Customers are always captivated by our professionalism, efficiency, and attention to detail. Call Lawn Slayers today to schedule your quality land transformation.
Welcome back to Purpose Talk with Decembre. I'm here with none other, one and only CEO, former officer, Mr. Taylor, who is now the owner of Platinum Luxury Fleet in McDonough, Georgia. Mr. Taylor.
Yes, ma'am.
Please tell me, do you miss being an officer?
I miss being a school resource officer. I do not miss being a police officer per se, but I definitely miss being a school resource officer.
Why?
School resource officer honestly was the most rewarding job I ever had. As a police officer, I do not miss doing accidents in the rain, and I do not miss going to people's houses telling them how to act. I do not miss it.
Did you ever have to chase anybody, pull your firearm, any of that?
Yes, I was a police officer for 19 years, so you name it, I did it. I have had to do it.
Now, what was, as an officer, what was the most challenging, most difficult, or most heartbreaking moment that you had in 19 years?
I think the most difficult and heartbreaking moment for me as a police officer is just understanding that the culture of policing had changed. And I say that, I mean, what I realized, and I had to accept that police officer, when the culture changed, they would police black people and they would serve other people. And that was hard for me to swallow.
Did you ever have to correct or chastise any of your other fellow officers?
I have.
Okay.
I have.
And how was that received?
Because of who I was, it was received with respect because it came from a loving place.
Okay.
But I will always stand for what's right.
Now, have you ever went to a scene and there were security officers?
Yes.
At a scene?
Yes.
Was that difficult to navigate through with the security officers being there and then the police officers being there as well? Or were they more of a help than a hindrance?
So my experience, security for me has always been a great help. They some of the best witnesses. They give you some of the best statements. So I've never had any problem navigating with security. I actually prefer a security over some police officer, if I'm totally honest.
Wow. Why is that?
Just the mindset. This is my perception.
Okay.
Most securities I've came in contact with, if not all, they love what they was doing.
Right.
And a lot of police officers did it just to do it at times.
Or they might have been burnt out because they've done it so much.
That could be, and I think that could be the culture when I first got in. But as time went on, the police 6 months and they act that way. So the culture just changed.
Right. Do you think that they have gotten more strict on hiring officers, or more or less lenient? More lenient.
Well, I'm not as in tune with policing like I was, but I do know my latter part. I think that part, the vexing process of hiring, I think that kind of stayed the same. I think every police agency tried to do their due diligence, and I'm not sure what's going on now. Right. I can imagine now that they're probably hiring anybody. I can imagine that now because I've had some kind of contact with a few of them. I'm like, how? Right. So I think now it's probably changed, but my time, and I've been out of policing now about 5 years. Okay. Throughout my time, I think that was consistent. I think police department really tried to do a great job with vetting and bringing in good officers.
Great. Okay, so now, again, you're a CEO, no longer an officer. Have you had to pick up officers and they've utilized your services? any of that?
Absolutely. So I have several coworkers that utilize my service, and they're good people. They're hands down is more good cops than bad cops. Don't ever let nobody fool you guys to think that is not the case. It's way more good cops than bad cops.
Good. All right. So you said you missed being an officer. Amazing. What is your greatest challenge though now in being a CEO than when you was a police officer?
My greatest challenge now is, like I was telling you earlier, is just basically finding chauffeurs and not drivers. So that is the greatest challenge for me, and I think I'm doing pretty good at it. The guys I have, they're amazing. I continue to try to find great chauffeurs. That's my biggest challenge.
Okay. Is there anything you want to tell the world about your business? Because only you can advertise your business. Not even a commercial can do it as good as you.
Absolutely.
So if you can turn to the camera.
Yes, ma'am.
And advertise your own business.
Guys, if you're looking for experience, not just a ride, look no further than Platinum Luxury Fleet. We would love to take care of you.
Where can we find you at?
You can find us at www.platinumluxuryfleet.com. You can find us on IG at Platinum Luxury Fleet, or you can simply just give us a call, 770-954-6761. We would love to serve you guys.
Did you have to look down at your phone number?
No, I just want to make sure I had it right. I got it embedded. I just want to make sure I had it right.
What is the number one more time?
770-954-6761.
It has been a complete pleasure talking to you today. Thank you, because you really...
No, thank you for the opportunity.
I can put you on a spot, and you are always there, ready to go. And
I
have done that. But you know what? You excelled and exceeded my expectations.
Well, that's good.
Thank you so much, as usual. Again, tune in to Purpose Talk with Decembre every Wednesday morning, 10 a.m. We are in Atlanta, LA, New York, glorystar worldwide. You can also find us on YouTube. If you missed the show on television, you can find us on YouTube at Purpose Talk. Again, Purpose Talk. It's on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, everything Purpose Talk. Once again, thank you. Thank you to Preach the Word Network worldwide in Atlanta, Georgia, reaching over 80 million homes. Thank you again, Mr. Taylor.
Thank you for having me.